Reading are a club who have been failed by the league and failed by the man in charge. But amongst all of this madness, points deductions, fan protests and the threat of being expelled by the league, the players on the pitch have fought as hard as the fans to keep this club alive, and today they are potentially one win away from reaching the playoffs.
Produces the save. Huddersfield are on the brink, and he takes that chance. Devastation for Reading.
At the end of the 2016-17 season, Reading were just 2 spot kicks away from returning to the Premier League. That heartbreak, however, was nursed by the news that a new owner, Dai Young, had become the majority stakeholder in the club, bringing promises of significant investment from a new training ground to a stadium extension. Despite investing £200 million into the club, financial mismanagement left Reading spending significantly more than they were making, and for every £1 in revenue made by the club, £200 was spent on wages alone. His tenure that promised so much ultimately failed to deliver, with debts, breaches of financial regulations and a failure to meet wage obligations. Not only saw the club facing points deductions, but also made headlines up and down the country. But a new low was about to make back pages in May 2023. Reading were relegated from the Championship, and without the points deduction at the hands of the owner, Reading would have survived. In March this year, Dai Young was disqualified as a director by the EFL and is currently being forced to sell the club, with a new deadline falling on May the 5th, coincidentally May Day, meaning that unbelievably today could be Reading's last game in the EFL. I don't want people to see Reading Football Club as just a headline or just another news story. I want people to see them for who they actually are. A football club that fans watch week in and week out, a community and a group of players who reflect the attitude of the fans. They're refusing to let this club die, and if they make playoffs this season, what a fantastic tale of hope and glory that will be. But how good actually are their chances?
Today, 17th place Reading host 14th place Barnsley in a season finale that promises either agony or ecstasy for those Royals fans. The mission for Reading today is simple: better Leyton Orient's result and the playoff spot is yours. But as we saw last week at Crawley, it's not always that simple.
Cambridge have equalised. Exactly the news of It's full time here, but there's still time to be playing that Cambridge game.
We've just got news that Burton have scored and they're now 2-1 up. Heartbreaking.
Orient have won their last 5 games and are unbeaten in 6 in a run of form that's seen them surge up the League One table. They face 10th place Huddersfield, a side who conversely have lost their last 5 games but have a squad who are more than capable of turning up and spoiling their day.
So sure, Reading haven't been dealt the most favourable of hands, but right now, that's exactly what is running through the club's DNA. They fought hard this season, they'll fight hard today, but will it be enough to make this the ultimate fairy tale? Let's get ourselves inside and find out if Reading can do the impossible. There's already a queue to get in, which is a stark contrast to the last time that we were here. This was the state of the stadium, but today we're expecting a sellout. Judging by the amount of tickets that they were sold as early as this morning when I booked mine, there is not a seat left free in this house, so atmosphere wise it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I've been watching a goal compilation of the best goals that Reading have scored this season on their YouTube channel, and some of them were absolutely ridiculous. It was basically a Charlie Savage and Lewis Wing compilation. 2 serious ballers that are hopefully starting today. Well, the good news is both of those players are starting, unsurprisingly so. And the other good news, managed to pick myself up a pint before we start as well. They only had Heineken. Take that where you will. If you like Heineken, you're in dreamland. If not, you're not. But we've got about 20 minutes now until kick-off, and I think it's time for a score prediction. I think Reading need to win today, and I think they will win today. Barnsley, I've been massively impressed with them this season. Obviously reflected in their league position. They haven't exactly lit up the league. So given the circumstances, I do think Reading are going to win this one pretty comfortably. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Reading win. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens, ladies and gents. Let's get this drink down, go for a wee, and then it's kick-off. And my oh my, is there so much importance on this game today. Wow, listen to that noise. I found a nice little spot where hopefully I can stand for 90 minutes, that'd be ideal. I mean, this really is a completely different sight to what we saw last time here. The whole community supporting the football club today. Final game of the season. It is huge. And out come the two teams, ladies and gents. A huge, huge fixture. Final game of the season and so much for Reading to play for. Listen to that noise. And we're underway, ladies and gentlemen. First chance of the game goes Barnsley's way. Oh, it's a great save. And we just found out from the Barnsley fans next to us, it's 1-0 in the Orient game, so not good news for Reading, but they started this game not bad. They've been great so far, by the way. Their fancy dress is unreal. Opportunity missed. It's all been Barnsley this game, really. They've been the team on top, but that has been the chance of the game and a chance that they've fluffed. Orient are obviously already 1-0 up. Reading have got nothing to lose, just go for it. Oh, inches wide. Just got news that Leyton Orient are 2-0 up now as well, so the fairy tale is looking further and further away, let alone the performance on the pitch for Reading. But stranger things have happened. There's still a lot of time for Huddersfield to do Reading a favour, but it feels like it's slipping away already. Oh! New update is 2-1 now in the Leyton Orient game, which is a burst of hope for Reading in an otherwise dull first half. I feel like I've picked the wrong game to go to, but Reading have got a chance. Oh, it's an agonising ball across. Barnsley through. Brilliant save. Hearts in mouth for Reading. And that was half time today, ladies and gentlemen. And a pretty bleak half of football on the pitch. The only two highlights being the chances that Reading missed and how great that away end has been. So in a half of football that looked practically polar opposite to a performance you'd expect from a team that are fighting for a playoff place, we are where we are. It's 0-0 and it's a very uninspiring performance from Reading. I can only assume that they're just going to have to come out and go for it now, which I'm surprised that they didn't do. One of the chaps I was standing with said about, trying not to concede, and I appreciate that, but on the flip side, if you are fighting for a playoff spot, even if you win, it doesn't matter necessarily, it's out of your hands, then just go for it. You've got nothing to lose. Even if you win, there's no guarantees, so I don't know. Their game plan so far hasn't worked, and Barnsley have actually been the better side in my opinion, but Reading have had the better chances. Always a weird one when that happens, but hey ho, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the second half. They have kicked off, so I need to head out in a second. Well, once again we find out from them that it's 3-1 to the Orient, and not looking good for Reading, unfortunately. There's still time for Huddersfield to do Reading a favour. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh dear, just what Reading wanted to avoid. It's 1-0 Barnsley, and the nightmare continues for Reading. Yeah, nightmare for Reading, to be honest. It's the opposite of what they wanted. Obviously, a win today is the bare minimum, and even then it doesn't guarantee anything, but that's all that they needed to do. And against a team like Barnsley, all due respect to Barnsley, it's not asking too much, but quite frankly, looking at the way they've been playing on the pitch, they've absolutely bottled it under the pressure. They've caved. And we'll have to wait and see what happens for the rest of this game. But it's a terrible start goals-wise this game, on top of an already terrible result for Leyton Orient. So really, it's a nightmare day for them. Oh my word, it's two. It's two. Barnsley have doubled their lead, and that's promotion out the window for Reading. Brilliantly worked goal. And it just gets even worse for Reading. 2-0 down now, and as I said, that's a promotion dream out the window now. They've absolutely bottled it. I don't know what's been going on today, but matching up these two teams on paper, Reading should be running away with this. And on their day, they're absolutely fantastic to watch. But today they've been terrible. Barnsley have been brilliant, but Reading have made them look good. This is a real embarrassment for Reading. Stays down. It's 2-1 now, and the fight back begins. And it is a game-changing goal for Reading now, and that brings the deficit to 1 goal now. But they still need 2 to win. Look, it helps their aid in terms of trying to get that playoff spot. But scoreline at Orient and the scoreline here is still not favourable. Reading need 2 goals, and they need Huddersfield to score 2 or 3. It's not looking good, but you know the dream is closer to being alive. And that's even a push. It's got to be a free kick, surely. Play goes on. Oh my word! Oh, it's 3-1. And that is it. Playoff dreams over for Reading. And a brilliant day out for Barnsley. The Barnsley fans were singing it 2-1 on your big day out. Well, guess what? That's just become 3-1. Reading have let not just themselves down, but a sold-out crowd down as well. They've been so poor today, and what a shame. On the final game of the season, all they needed to do was win, and they have absolutely bottled it. Yeah, it's just such a shame for all of the people that have come here today. All the fans that turn up week in, week out. It is just a disgraceful performance on the pitch today. And those 11 players out there in front of us right now should feel embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed. They've put on a show for the last 45 games of the season, but now, when it matters the most, they've hid. They've hid in their heads and they've buried themselves. And if this is to be Reading's last game in the EFL, it's just a spineless performance to go out on. Less than 8 minutes left now for Reading to try and seal a comeback, and I just feel like it's not going to happen. We've seen some crazy things in the EFL, but I think that is too much to ask for Reading today. Oh my word! And it's 4! And that's salting the wounds for Reading. I've said it so many times already this game, it's game over. I mean, it's so poor from Reading. It's schoolboy stuff that they're not picking up on. They don't deserve the playoffs. This is a team that we're looking at right now that would not survive the pressure of the playoffs. And it's such a shame for the attendance that Reading have pulled in today. And as the stadium here begins to empty, you can understand why. It's been so poor from Reading today. They've let the fans down. They were chanting for 5 and they might just get it. Oh, it's a great save from the goalkeeper. It's so poor again from Reading. Good touch. Oh, and managed to get the shot off well on the turn. It's not going to trouble the keeper. It's not going to upset the scoreline. Oh, Reading have got themselves a second. Too little, too late. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but it's 4-2 on the day. My word, brilliant chance, and it's still alive. And that's full time. That's the end of Barnsley's season, and it's also the end of Reading's season. How poor of a performance was that from Reading today? A real letdown for their fans today. We came here expecting a performance, and they'll leave here feeling embarrassed. Unreal.
Reading came here in their numbers today. They backed the boys, they supported their team, pretty much a sellout, and absolutely fantastic from the Royals fans today. Filling out this stadium, considering what's going on at the moment, but just disappointment. I'm a neutral. I don't support Reading, I don't support Barnsley, I'm a Chelsea fan, and I'm leaving this stadium feeling disappointed at how poorly Reading played today. As I said earlier, on their day they are so fun to watch, but today they were abysmal. They lacked that creative flow going forward. It looked like a team that were more nervous than they were excited at the prospects of what could come today. And ultimately, I think that is why we saw the result that we saw on the pitch today. But once again, Barnsley were fantastic and played them off the park. So once again, I'm sorry, Reading fans. I'm sorry this isn't the ending to a season that you deserve, because you put up with a lot of shit over the last few years. You deserve better than this. And as harsh as it is to say, there's only 11 players on that pitch that are to blame for it. Let's hope that this mess gets sorted before the deadline. Let's hope that Reading have something to play for next season, because this fan base deserves it. And at the very least, this community deserves it too. It's a crying shame what's going on here, and unfortunately none of us can do anything to stop it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, some brilliant news has just come to my attention thanks to my dad, who sent me a text. I missed this before the game actually started, which obviously Reading fans, you'll all be well aware at this point. But again, it's news to me at this point. The Reading have got a sale deal in principle done with Redwood Holding Limited, which is fantastic. I mean, at this point, I feel like it doesn't even matter who it's to. It's just so much as the club is sold that's brilliant. And hopefully all the paperwork and everything can be done by the 5th, because it's still not confirmed. It's still not 100%, but this is promising for Reading now and their future as a football club. But focusing on the game today, again, I came here hoping for the fairy tale. I knew that Reading were the least likely of the teams to go up today, but I just thought, how brilliant would it be to showcase this football club at its very best. Whether they win the game and go up, or whether they win the game and stay down, at least they've tried. At least those players on the pitch have fought. I said at the beginning that this team characterises the fans in terms of how they fight, and today they didn't. Today, as I've said a million times, they've let the fans down. They were so poor today, but the consolation there is the fantastic news that Reading FC is hopefully going to be sold before the deadline comes up, and my oh my, they are cutting it fine. So brilliant news, disappointing news given the result today, but it was always in Leyton Orient's hands. I just didn't expect it to be as a poor showing from the players as it was today, and I'm sure you guys are disappointed too. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought. If you're a Reading fan, if you're a Barnsley fan, if you're a Barnsley fan, you'll be absolutely buzzing. And once again, for the last time, I will just say how fantastic their fans were today, because they were truly brilliant. Last year, the final game of the season I went to was Ipswich versus Huddersfield. This time it's Reading versus Barnsley, and the away fans, the Yorkshire fans, have come out on top. So it's something about that area of the country that just splits the country in half. So well done to you guys. Congratulations on your win, and hopefully a more exciting season next year. But Reading, I wish you all the best. Thank you for having me today, and all the best for the future. Thank you so much for watching as always, ladies and gents. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and love.